For the first time, Coach Ty takes the Kent State Golden Flashes on the road to face the Red Raiders of Texas Tech as both teams look to continue on their win streak in the early few weeks of the season. And for the Red Raiders, their opening week was a landslide victory, 45-3. And shout out EA for actually showing the FCS Southeast fish on this screen. In that game, Morton, the quarterback of the Raiders, threw for 334, 4 touchdowns, and completed 72% of his throws. Meanwhile, on the ground, Quentin Joyner had 90 yards with 2 touchdowns. And receiving was a dual threat with Reggie Virgil going over 100 and a touchdown. But don't forget about Coy Eakin, who had 2 touchdowns, 90 yards on 8 grabs. And while their defense definitely were making plays in the backfield, they, however, did not force a single turnover on an FCS team. Meanwhile, our zero-star program did force 1 fumble, sack fumble, forced and scooped up by Matthias Carroll. However, the score was a whole lot closer, 39-27 over the FCS East Judicials. There's a couple players to shout out from that game, and it starts with Jordan Newman, who didn't get much recognition. But honestly, he came in clutch for us with 15 carries, 72 yards, just shy of 5 a carry, but had 3 touchdowns. And the other we already talked about in Carroll, conference recognition as the Defensive Player of the Week. And the stats that got him that award also sees him currently tied for first place in the nation in TFLs with 5. It also has him in second place for sacks with 3, tied with a man out of Oregon and just 1 behind Kamara at Indiana. As we head into a match in which we look to be vastly overshadowed, Coach Ty is going to hope that those two can lead the way, perhaps an upset over the Raiders. And it will be a night game for us as we rock the all-white unis. Underway in week 2. Set back to return is Etheridge, who had his own issues in the opening game with muffing a punt. Hopefully that is all behind us as the offense will take the field. And of course, with what we saw from that last game, we know the offense will have to be led by the run game. As it will be a run here, play 1. It's Hicks down the middle. He's going to pick up 7. He had a few carries in that last one, did get a little bit banged up. Quite a few players did, including Garcia, who takes the handoff here, picking up the first down. He was the primary running back in that last game, receiving a bulk of the workload. 2 spread to the right-hand side here, RPO, but it is Garcia going absolutely nowhere. 2nd and 11 as they lose 1. Raiders playing off on the right-hand side, though tight over on the left. Back to the RPO, and again nowhere to go. Stonewall. That was David Bailey, the former Stanford Cardinal, transferring to Texas Tech this year. Going to be on the right-hand side. 3rd and 12 with a hard count. Nobody jumps. Got to get the Flashes reset here, snapping that ball with 2 seconds to spare. And looking to scramble here, it is DeShields picking up that first down. A gain of 15 for the freshman. Converting for the Flashes, who are showing a little bit of a flash of play here as he keeps it but spins into the tackle. Will end up being marked as another loss. A few in a row, then you had that first down run, and backpedaling again here leaves 2nd and 11. They snap that ball, flinging it outside. It's to Garcia, who maybe has back the one. As the refs mark it here, it's 3rd and 11, so just back to the line. Another 3rd down, tried to convert. Hard count, and it's not going to be a free 5 here. As they go to the air, outside, a high ball is caught, but a few yards short. But in a game like this, you've got to be aggressive if you're Kent State. They stay on the field, just inches short of the midfield line. They need 2 here on 4th. Trying the hard count again doesn't work. Crowd a little too loud for it to really even be heard as Garcia gets the first down through a second effort. It looked like he was stood up on the outside, but slips as the second tackler comes in. Converting again, Nubin checking in. Looks to be his first carry on a quick flip outside. As Junior Diallo down on the field, clutching at that left knee. Red Raider fans celebrating the quick stop, but for Diallo, that is back-to-back games where he's had to exit the field of play. 2nd and 15. Another hard count attempted here by the freshman. He's trying out there. He's not fooling anybody right now. Throwing left-hand side. That's Azim for another big first down for Kent State. They just keep coming up big on those quick passes. Hitting one out here. It's back out to Hazim spinning and another first down granted. Kent State with a surprising opening drive here, and they're taking their time as well. Flipping this one out to Garcia, but watch out, it's Bailey. He's back again. An explosive step, to really say the least there, has a loss of 3. Another RPO is flung outside for Etheridge. He gains back 2. They'll leave DeShields and this offense with yet another 3rd and long. Shotgun look, one spread either side, tight ends winging on the outside of the line. They'll snap that ball rolling to try to get outside. Nothing quite opening up. DeShields can't outrun Bailey. Will end up gaining a few, but it's field goal unit time. Trying to polish off a strong opening drive, and it sneaks through the right upright. Kent State has to be pretty happy with how that game opens up. Their opening drive, marching down the field and taking up almost all of the first quarter of play. And that's just got to fit right into the game plan coming from Coach Ty with a high-flying offense, one of the best in college football last year. You don't want them to have that ball that often. They take the field starting inside the 15. It's a quick flip outside, and Joyner's taken down, a short gain. It'll be just one play for the Red Raiders in that first quarter. Kent State with a long, methodical drive, and they capped off with 3 points, taking that lead. But facing an offense like the Red Raiders, you got to wonder if 3 was enough. As we get the second quarter underway, it is 2nd and 8. The shotgun look here for Morton. Looking to hand this ball off, and a good stop comes in from Gissendanner. Already, the flashes have Texas Tech with a 3rd down. 6 yardage needed here, and it's a 6-man front. Bringing all 6, Campbell gets pressure, and it's off the fingertips of their receiver. Now, Eakin ran a great route there. He unfortunately just forgot that he had to hold on to that ball. Back over to Kent State as they started about the 45. They go with an RPO. A swinging throw is out to Martin, who dances by a couple blocks coming in on the outside. That's Brown. Didn't get to see too much from Brown in that last game. Wide receiver number 3 with a throw outside, and a quick find is going to be a gain of 2. Garcia already with a couple looks his way. It looks like DeShields is trying to make a change out here. Raiders definitely stacking over to the weak side of the line. Trying to snap that ball quickly. They have motion. 1 second, and they took too long. Barry on the motion. You could tell DeShields was trying to get him to hurry up to get in position, and he just simply took too long. So you're going to lose 5. 2nd and 13. As you got to look for another dump off here, it's Garcia who has to lay out for the grab, and it's actually going to cost him about another yard on it. 3rd and 14. You're back now at the 47. Texas Tech playing off coverage here. DeShields, will you have time to throw? Going downfield and picked off. It's an arm punt intended for Brown, who simply never went up to try to grab that one. For DeShields, it's now an interception in both games to open up the season, both being a deeper throw across the middle. Brendan Jordan, the recipient on that one. And it's Tech ball here at the 16. Pumping that play action, and Young with a great tackle in open field. Eakin that time holds on to it. Another RPO as it's broken up outside. Bomo with a great play. Nearly could have been a pick if he got that head on a little bit of a quicker swivel. 2nd and 10 as they look to go back to the air. It's across the middle and caught. Gain of 5. Raiders once again forced to a quick 3rd down, though they approach it with an empty set. Trips right side. Stacking the front, though, is Kent State. Looking to be a bit aggressive, leaving 2 open targets for Young to try to cover. A quick hit their tight end right down the seam and go hurry up off of it. They get plus side. We got just under 5 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. And Morton motions everyone out to make it an empty set. Against this quick blitz, it's passed downfield, and losing track of it again is Boma. That's happened in back-to-back weeks. And the Red Raiders get a touchdown off of it, taking the lead here, making it 7-3, just midway through the 2nd quarter. Match that with an inopportune return as Kent State down 4 here and starting back at the 15. The shotgun look here, trying to get Garcia out in some space. Cuts to the outside and he will pick up 6. With that, they finally get just by the 20, a better starting position, but with a 2nd down this time, Garcia will pick up an extra 1. David Bailey back for more, getting another tackle and forcing a 3rd and short. Hard count again, not going to pay off here for DeShields. No one offering. As this one's thrown outside, he's got Garcia with a spinning grab, angling out at the 37. And we've talked about the lack of having that hard count, but DeShields only 1 incomplete pass so far here today. He's been on top of it as he has another one to Hazim. As they look to go hurry up off of it, right on back to it as they approach the midfield line. Keeping one spread either side. And again, this one's back out to Hazim, who got the 1st down and gets down quickly. No extra after that play. Keeping with the hurry up here, Ty has them going. As DeShields checks the sideline, changing the play. Garcia, the back here, tries the spin. And Heights has him planted immediately. 2-minute break hits there. 3 timeouts in the back pocket, but now you got 2nd and 12. Behind the chains, you got to get back in front here. Rolling, throwing, got an open receiver. Getting the grab and getting planted in the sideline is Etheridge. Massive hit, but he pops back up, gets on out there with a trips look to the left-hand side. And it's direct snap to Garcia. Unfortunately, no one was ready to block after that direct snap. Just back to the line. DeShields barking out a call, but it doesn't look like his receiver out there can hear him. The crowd just a little bit too much here. Looks like they might be on page now as they get this ball snapped. Throwing this one outside and a bit too high. We've seen that pretty often out the gate here for DeShields. Those passes coming in too high. Perhaps just a little bit of that accuracy issue with him. As they look for Garcia out on another screen. Tried to cut back towards the middle. Timeout comes in. Texas Tech with a 4th and 3. Well, this would be a long field goal attempt. Coach Ty doesn't like it, so he keeps the offense out there. Minute 15 to go. Hard count again. No one buying it. 4th and 3. They snap that ball. Quick pressure by Bailey. Ball is out, and it might have been high. You could have argued for a penalty. Well, Etheridge was going up to try to bring that one down. There was definitely contact made. But home field advantage perhaps here for the Raiders. As Joyner looks to get outside, it's Young with a clean tackle. With 2 timeouts in their back pocket, not choosing to use one there. Quick throw to the outside here. Tight end is moving into plus side, finally taken down at about the 40. We've seen a couple big plays for Carter in this one. He had a touchdown in their opening game, just 2 grabs, about 50 yards and that touchdown. And a big hit across the middle. Syed Abu Hamde definitely laid a shoulder in a little bit late. Throw outside is open, and Ekin has the grab. Tech getting down the field here quickly. 11 seconds to go. They still have a timeout in their back pocket. It is 7-3. The Flashes bring the blitz. Getting the tackle across the middle, they will have to call that timeout here. Well, you obviously would prefer not giving up any points before halftime. This should keep it a touchdown game, as the field goal is right down the middle for Tech. They'll carry a 10-3 lead to the break. All in all, if you're Coach Ty, you got to feel pretty happy about that first half. You hold Texas Tech to just 10 points. Your offense had a great opening drive. Nearly found points right there before halftime. Unfortunately, just didn't get the call on the DPI early contact to keep that drive alive, being aggressive on 4th and 3. But you're in this game, and it was just one lucky play that saw Texas Tech find that touchdown as the corner lost track of the ball in the lights. The Shield has played a clean game. You can see him dial in a little bit of those high passes. But outside of that, barely impressed with what we're doing against this level of opponent. But to be a truly good team, you got to show you could do it all game long, and they're going to need their defense to start up big here, as it's Tech ball at the 18, and it's a handoff. Joyner, he slips through the line and falls forward, picking up 8. Only a few carries for him in that first half. Gets one to start off the second, leaving 2 needed here on second down. As it's RPO, tipped away. Homa. Perhaps that gives a little bit of an edge then here to Kent State. A little momentum, trying to get a 3rd down stop, which Tech goes to the air and squeezes it by Williams, the leading linebacker here for the defense. He tried to get fancy with that double A gap look. Smart play from Morton to throw just over the top of it. Emptying out the backfield again here and going to the way of Joyner. He'll be taken down with a gang tackle, picking up 3. Both quarterbacks having a clean game so far out there. Haven't seen too much in terms of pass rush as they get some there, and it is Williams. Unable to get much of any pass rush. However, he had his eyes on the quarterback. He jumps up to swamp that ball away. 3rd and 7. They bring the blitz again, and beat on the outside is Rollison, and he's not catching Douglas. Another strike here for the Raiders in one-on-one where the corner just simply got beat. That'll be 17-3 here, Raiders on top of the Kent State Golden Flashes. That means you're really going to need your offense to step up. The Shields leads them out. Needing a big drive here, barely getting that handoff in time. The senior and Romello Height back again. With a 1-yard loss, it is 2nd and 11. Empty look here. Throwing underneath, that's going to find Barry. Had a couple grabs in their opening game. Ultimately, it's going to be a 3rd down here for the Flashes. As the Shield barking out a couple calls out there. Safety walk down over to that left-hand side. Perhaps that's why Shields is calling all of these. They snap that ball, looking to pick up some blocks. They don't, but Garcia has the speed. He hits the outside and will get pushed out inside the opposite 40. Big run play there on 3rd. Tech got aggressive with the blitz. Nearly worked out. They just didn't quite get over there in time. And that one swatted in the face of DeShields. Looked like he might have been trying to set up a play across the middle. Ball hits the turf. It's 2nd and 10. As they look to set up another screen. Wish they would have dropped it. Quick tackle there from Gil Howard, and a 3rd and 15 for Kent State. Well outside of field goal range and not getting any closer with that hard count. Shield gets them reset here as he throws right-hand side. That's got Hazim close to it. 4th and 3. You're down currently 14 points. Frankly, you need to keep the offense on the field. That's what we're going to see here from Coach Ty. Field goal really does not help out. Hard count not helping out either. It's an empty set here for DeShields. We know he can scramble if he needs to, but that one's out. He finds Clark. His first grab is down inside the 15. Another massive conversion here for the Kent State offense in this game. We've seen DeShields deliver time and time again. Throws right-hand side is a high ball brought down by Barry. That has the Flashes down to the 10-yard line with a split backfield. DeShields hands it off. Garcia lowering the shoulder and picks up 5. An impressive run there for the man who's supposed to be a little bit more of the agile back. Bringing out the power back here, though. It's 3rd and 2. Newbin in the backfield with the fullback, and no one blocked the DT and nose tackle. It's Lee Hunter with the quick rip through the middle. And a 4th and 5 that the offense stays out for yet again here. Hard count, no. to Shields. Once again, checking over this defense, snapping that ball. Got to find something, but no one opens up by the time Skylar Gil Howard shows up again. A turnover on downs inside the 15. And if you're Coach Ty, you're wondering if settling for field goals when you've gotten that close would have paid off. They'd be at 17-9 perhaps by now. Joyner, though, breaking off a big run here. He's going to carry them by the 25. This is really when you don't want to see the Red Raider offense catch their groove. In the final minute here of the third quarter. Spread empty look. Pass rush picked up well. And buying time to find Eakin. We highlighted the play from Carroll in that last game. Haven't seen him or Campbell so far here today. Though a good cutback that only gains 2 and takes us to the fourth quarter as Boma gets the stop on the edge. It's 17-3. Though Kent State has been in this game largely leading time of possession, unfortunately, a couple strikes have the Raiders in front. As this game heads into crunch time, we'll see if Coach Ty has anything up his sleeves. The 2nd and 8, it's an empty look here for the Red Raiders as they throw right-hand side, and it's going to be another first down. Tech has kept most of their passing plays underneath, only a couple downfield, and those 2 have hit. 4 touchdowns, sucking down the defense along the way. Good stop there is Campbell. As the Raiders are probably expected to do a little bit more running here in the fourth quarter, you're going to need those run stops. Though they look to set up the screen here, Williams forces the cutback by Joyner, who will pick up 4. There's still work to do. A 3rd and 8. Kent State, you got to get the stop here. Fullback to help lead the way. No quarterback keeper. It's Morton. Ball is down on the ground and scooped up. Recovering it is Rollison, who punched it free. He was the last line of defense to prevent that first down. And he takes away any chance at perhaps a potential field goal as well with another forced fumble. That's at least 1 per game to open up the season. That's something that this Kent State defense can put their hat on here, but you need the offense to show up. There's just about 7 minutes left in this game. The Shield steps up, but Bailey collapses. He's been a wrecking crew on the right side of this offensive line. And you got a 2nd and 12. Again, trying to step up. Bailey's back again. He's racking up TFLs, racking up sacks. It's 3rd and 14. Obviously, 4 down territory here in the fourth quarter. You got to pick up at least a chunk. You can't find anything with those hard counts. Open receivers outside. That's going to be Martin, who gets spun down 5 yards short of the line to gain. Now, 4th down hasn't treated us too nicely of late. And we find one here at the 44. As they throw into tight coverage, it's broken up, intended for Hazim. A great play there from Horn. Perhaps if that ball comes out a split second earlier, you got that first down. But another turnover on downs gives Tech the ball back plus side. They get motion here, looking for a quick flip outside. Big blocks come in, and breaking to the outside is Douglas, slipping by Young and eventually taken down by Rollison, who had to track from the opposite side of the field. Tech, though, for some reason going hurry up here. Guess they haven't reached the over-under. As a 1st and 10, down at the 20. 2 tight ends right side. Joyner shaded that way as well as Morton gets them all lined up. Has more motion. Keeping it this time, though, is Joyner. And he's going to get stuffed down the middle. We'll see if this defense can pull out any more big plays here as we approach the 4-minute mark. As it'll be Morton looking to go back to the air and finding Douglas across the middle. Uses his speed to find that first down. For the most part, it's been pretty simple for both offenses in their approach in this game, and it's honestly paid off for both outside of those 4th down stops for Kent State. But if those happen to be converted, you get a couple field goals mixed in there rather than potentially going for it. You might be looking at a 1-score game this late against Tech as Boma is down in the end zone. Really don't want to see guys going down late on in these games. 2:50 left, he heads to the sideline. It's 3rd and goal. And bringing the heavy blitz, Joyner with the stiff arm to polish it off. Plus he had that nice spin move as well. And that gives Tech a rock-solid lead here late in this game, 24-3. As the offense hits the field, it's Tomlinson coming in here at quarterback. He's known for having a stronger arm, and when you're down as much as you are right now, you want to have that arm out there. He finds Etheridge on the crosser, however, he's not able to break that one outside. So go and hurry up here. It's a gain of 4. Martin struggling to get back over. Last one they were waiting for. Gets set, they snap that ball. He throws quick. He's going to find Barry with a first down and out of bounds. He's averaging probably around 3 to 4 grabs per game in this one. Haven't seen much from the running backs this second half. As he looks to find Garcia on the outside here. A couple grabs for him today as well as he's dragged out. Ends up being a gain of 4 on it, leaving a 2nd and 6. Back at the 38. Gonna be slight motion over on the left. Getting set and looking for that drag. It's Martin catching up to it. He only has a gain of 2 though. So a 3rd and 4. Tomlinson has him getting back to the line here. With 2 to the left, 1 to the right. And it's Garcia on the draw. He's got the first down as we hit the 2-minute break. Coach Ty, though, he's trying to get something for the road here. A 2 over to the right-hand side leaves Martin to the left. Snapping that ball. Checking this one down is back to Garcia, who angles towards the middle. Expecting the defenders would angle more outside. Picks up a gain of 6. As I go right back to him, it's on the screen. He quickly turns up, finding some yardage here. Getting inside the 40. They've got to be gassed out there, but with limited time, keeping themselves rolling here. This is when conditioning comes in big. 2 receivers go spread wide to the right-hand side. 1 to the left. And you're looking downfield here for Brown, but that one goes out. Will buy time following the incompletion to rotate a little bit here and catch a breather. 2nd and 10. As no one quite opens up, they check down. It's Garcia picking up 6. 10 catches for him in this game. It's been a heavy workload for him both on the ground as well through the air in the opening couple games. 3rd and 4. They bring the blitz and Tomlinson goes down. They actually didn't bring anyone extra. Check the blitz. It's just height with a quick rush off the left side of this offensive front. 4th and game here. Hard count not drawing anyone off. Try to get a free 5 yards there. And Tomlinson looking to step up here. He's going to run. Height, though, ends the game as he drags him down from behind. And despite the score really being lopsided, 24-3, I don't think that's a game you really hang your head down with. For Kent State, they fought throughout that whole game, and honestly, we're close to making big plays. But apparently, Tech wanted us out the door rather quick after that game, so we're going to talk about it here. Now, one thing about that game, it did go rather quick. Turned on Excel clock. In the previous game, we had it off. This one, we had it set at 15. I think next time I'll try 10 seconds, and hopefully that'll be a good middle ground. But there are a couple things that we're promising from that game. We did move the ball. In fact, we finished with 240 yards, which honestly I don't think was too bad. We were converting a lot of downs earlier in that game. Now when it came down to crunch downs, those 3rd and shorts, the 4th and shorts, unfortunately, we just couldn't pull it off. And I will already go ahead and state this. Tomlinson was not brought in because we do not trust Drew Shields. He was simply brought in because he has a stronger arm. And at that point in the game, we were simply just going to be trying to chuck that ball downfield to try to get chunks and potentially get something big. Drew Shields is still our starting quarterback. He had a $150. He had 80% complete in that game. A couple passes were high, one of which should have given us a first down with that DPI on that high one. There was obviously contact made, and our receiver was unable to get the job done. But that does move us into really what I want to talk about next, and that is the receiving group and the offensive line. We have not seen much of anything here from these receivers. If we just go and take a look here, is there anyone who has some surprising ratings who maybe should be higher? Wayne Harris, 3rd on the team in catching. It is going to be better than Brown. In terms of catch in traffic, Harris is tied for the best with Brown, so potentially he should see some more playing time. We got a few guys with 82, but again, we see Wayne Harris up here. So I think perhaps next episode we should see where he best fits. That might be in the slot. So what does that mean for Etheridge? Maybe he does have to go on the outside, and those two can just jockey around for whoever's going to really perform the best for us. Now, as for the offensive line, first off, Diallo has dealt with injury after injury. So let's check in on the man here. He's been banged up in both games, and now he has a leg problem. He went into that previous game with a chest problem, so he just appears he's going to be injury prone. If we take a look here at him, where do we get that injury? He's 86, so it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. And in terms of best, who are our best pass blockers? Well, it's Diallo here. We just haven't had him for a full game. If we go down the middle, as for guard, it does look like Masterson is going to be the best. He struggles more against the finesse, but the power is just far worse with Jonathan Aldridge. Although he's a kind of better pure run blocker, but the power, again, not quite there. He has the finesse, so perhaps varies a little bit more on who we are facing. As for center, his pass blocking is actually an 80. He just struggles versus the power. It's actually not too bad, considering he is a sophomore. But we've given up just a whole lot of pressure across the gate. More pass blocking here in the 70s. Dunn, 78. Perhaps he could do a job for us. And then over at right tackle, Griffin has been out, which has at times put in Brett Rollins, especially with Griffin as well as Diallo both injured. We have seen, I could have sworn a number 70 step in, but he's supposed to be redshirted. So the game might be messing up with my red shirts here, but either way, it doesn't look like there's much we could actually do in terms of improving the pass blocking. So we're going to have to rely on just getting that ball out quick, which might mean a quick trip to the custom playbooks in between these episodes. With that game also going by pretty quick, we could take a quick look here at the recruiting. We have Spencer German, speaking of offensive line, coming in this next week against the Buffalo Bulls. Church should be coming on a visit fairly soon, and we're in a tight race for both of these offensive linemen, but he's another guy who the main blocking is low, but the attributes, the smaller ones, aren't too bad in terms of where they're at. And we have one offensive lineman that we're looking at who is a pass pro guy, but that is down here at a 67. So we definitely could look to find some other guys, because right now it's tough sledding. And as for an update on that north-south blocker running back, we were going to start going after him in this week as we had some points open up, but we've already been locked out. So Cornell Branson, maybe we'll run into you at some point in this series. We are having some guys lock us out that we just had on our board. We just can't go after all of these guys. And speaking of points that have already opened up, Kevin Callaway, the edge rusher here. We did take a little bit of a look at him. We don't necessarily know everything, but we're at a point that we just need to bring some people in. So since we are into the top 5, we look to schedule a visit. And interesting here of scheduling a visit for him costs 20. It costs 15 for the offensive line, so that must be something to do with some of our coaches. Well, let's spend 20 here and get him scheduled to come in during the UMass. We want to get these guys in as quickly as possible. Fortunately, nothing is that great for us. We're just going to be pitching playing time, because if you come in and you're solid, you're starting. Now it looks like BJ Blade has some competition, as one of the new teams stepping in here in College Football 26 is now into the recruiting process for him. We could look to schedule a visit, so let's go ahead and do that. He's going week 14 there, so let's try to get him in week 7. And we have proximity to home, coming in clutch with an A-, so hopefully that'll help us out with that competition, as they have taken a pretty big lead. And with our final 15 points here, we're going to spend 1 on scouting here for a corner in John Killebrew. With 84 speed, it's a little bit low. Maybe could move over to a safety, tackling, sitting mid-range. Zone, though, on the higher range with man coverage. He's a field archetype. I think for now, we will go ahead and offer that scholarship just to get us in that process, as currently no one else has. So still a lot of work to do here. But that takes us to the end of game 2 here with Coach Ty. Valiant effort today against the Raiders. Unfortunately, we just did not convert those fourth downs, and converting we were down inside the red zone. That's pretty big. Might work on a custom playbook for us moving into the next episode, so that way I think we could utilize what talent we do have on offense the most, and hope our defense can continue to limit points to top 25 teams, because they did a decent enough job at it today. But to make sure you don't miss out on the rest of this series, hit that sub button either down below or the bear icon in the bottom right. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. And if you hit that bell icon, it'll notify you when these videos go live. And for Coach Ty, leave him a thumbs up. It's tough here with Kent State, and he's delivering perhaps a little bit higher than what expectations were. Headed on in.